Chris Boone.
So some early morning showers for some of the Concho Valley. Again, as that little weak frontal system kind of pushed across the state, mostly clear skies back behind it. We've also seen those strong winds and drier conditions. In fact, we've been seeing some wind gusts up into the 60s for parts of the Texas Panhandle, into the 40s for most of us here in the Concho Valley. Again, seeing those strong winds as that system pushes off towards the east, now in towards parts of Louisiana and Mississippi. So fairly quiet conditions as we head in towards the evening hours, though we did see some beneficial rain. Again, a little bit more widespread, but for the rain totals, not super impressive. Less than ½ an inch for most locations. Again, even most of the spots actually got less than ¼ of an inch, but picking up about 1/10 of an inch across most of the area. Sterling City and Robert Lee over 1/10 of an inch, just under 1/10 of an inch for Mertzen, Mason, and here at San Angelo Airport, out at Mathis Field, 0.07 inches of rain through those early morning hours. But as we kind of got into the late morning, afternoon hours, clear skies really dominated most of the day. Temperatures were allowed to warm up into the upper 70s and low 80s throughout most of the area. 81 degrees right now in downtown San Angelo. Those dew points still on the drier side. That takes our humidity value with dew points at 20 down to 11%. So very dry out there thanks to those winds out of the west and southwest. 17 miles per hour right now out of the southwest. Gust of 28. You're still seeing some of those gusts into the 20s across the area. That's going to persist for a few more hours, but once we get past sunset into the evening time frame, we'll finally start to see these winds begin to kind of taper off, get back down into the teens and some single digits. So a little bit more manageable. That's going to be good news for anyone's trash day on Thursday. A little bit calmer conditions expected for your trash day. Again, it's 80s for most of the Concho Valley. I do see a couple of 70s, 77 in Sterling City, 79 out in Robert Lee, and 78 in Coleman. Everybody else, for the most part, hanging out into those low 80s. And you see pretty decent temperature range across the state. Some 90s even further towards the south, some upper 80s, and a little bit cooler further towards the north. So a healthy mix of temperatures across the state. We didn't see a drastic drop with that cold front's arrival. We do see those temperatures dropping back down into the mid-40s, so that's where we might see a little bit more of an effect. Winds will decrease as you go into the evening and overnight hours, and then tomorrow it's going to be a picture-perfect kind of day. Into the mid-70s, mostly clear skies, and I'm finally enjoying some light winds. So this is going to be certainly a day you want to kind of get out there and make the most of it, because we will see those winds begin to weaken as you go in towards Thursday. But by Friday, we start to see those winds kind of starting to ramp back up going in towards the weekend. They're going to turn out of the southeast, and that's going to increase our moisture. So we'll start to see a little bit more humid conditions and seeing a kind of a change in the wind pattern. As a result, we'll see those dew points start to increase as well. And that moisture getting in place, we're going to certainly need that as we go in towards the weekend, because that's where we can start to see some very spotty showers. Friday and Saturday, both 10%. Better rain chances, though, expected late on Sunday as our system comes through. That's going to drop us from the 80s back down into the 70s for next week.